Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Rossi. Today we're going to make an abstract portrait about ourselves. What you will be needing is your abstract portrait paper, a white piece of paper to draw on, and something to color with. Today I'm going to use crayons to color and I'm going to use some markers to trace. And of course I'm going to start my drawing using my pencil. Let's get started. Abstract art is art that is made of shapes, lines, colors, and textures, and it does not look like anything from real life. So today we're going to make an abstract picture that represents us by using this answer key that shows you different shapes to draw when you have different characteristics. Some of the things on our paper are some different sized circles, whether you are the oldest, the middle, or the youngest child in your family. We can add one square for every child in our house. So if we have any brothers or sisters, we can add a square for all of our brothers and sisters. We're going to add a half circle for each year of our life. So that is how old we are. So if you are 6 years old, you're going to put 6 half circles. Down lower, we have some lines. We're going to add a straight line if we like to read or write. We can add a dotted line if we like PE and sports. We can add a wavy line if we like math. And we can add a zigzag line if we like art and music. And of course, you can add a bunch of those. You don't have to just pick one. So if you like PE and sports and you like math, you can do both of those lines. Now we also have a paw print for any pets that we have in our house. So I have a dog and a cat, so I would do one paw print for my dog and one for my cat. We can add one triangle if you brushed your teeth this morning. And we can add a diamond if we ate breakfast this morning. So once we're done, we're going to have an abstract picture of different shapes and lines with all different colors that will represent us. So I'm going to start with our first characteristic at the top. So I am the youngest child in my family, so I'm going to start on my white paper by just adding a small circle wherever I would like. I think I'm going to put it right there. And you could decide how small you want your circle to be. Now I'm going to add one square for every child in my household. So I have a brother, so I'm going to put a big square because he is my older brother. And again, you can put that wherever you want on your paper. And I said I have a dog and a cat, so I'm going to put a paw print over here for my dog. And it doesn't have to look perfect. And I'm going to put a paw print over here for my cat. Now we can add a half circle for each year of our lives. So for every year that you are old, you're going to add a half circle. So I'm going to have a lot of those. You can have your shapes overlapping. So I'm going to draw one of my semicircles nice and big over my square. Now I have a half circle for every year of my age. So like I said, if you're 7, you're going to have 7 of those. If you're 8, you'd have 8, and so on. Now I'm going to look at my lines. So I can add one straight line if you like to read and write. So I do like to read and write, so I'm going to add a straight line. And my straight line can cut through some of my shapes. It can be all the way across from edge to edge of my paper. Or I can make it nice and small somewhere, kind of hidden on my paper. I'm going to put my line from this edge of my paper and make it nice and big, and it's going to go through some of my shapes all the way to the other side like that. Now the next one says one dotted line if you like PE and sports. So I do like PE and sports, so I'm going to put a dotted line somewhere on my paper. I think I'm going to put it up here. And it's not going to go from edge to edge, it's just going to go right across this middle section. And next we have one wavy line if you like math. I do like math, and I'm going to put my wavy line so it goes across my straight line. So I'm just going up and down with my pencil, and that looks good. And next we have a zigzag line. So it's like our wavy line, except it's going to be pointy on the tops and the bottoms. And we're going to do that if we like art and music. And of course, I like art and music. So I'm going to put a zigzag line on my paper, and I'm going to put it nice and big right along the bottom. And it's okay if it crosses over some of my shapes. That looks good. And now all that I have left, I can add a triangle if I brushed my teeth this morning, which I did. So I'm going to put a big triangle right here. And I can add a diamond if I ate breakfast this morning, and I did eat breakfast this morning. So I'm going to add a diamond somewhere on my paper. I think I'm going to add it right here. And to make a diamond, you start by making a triangle with two lines going to a point. And then you can draw a dot for where the bottom point is going to be, and just connect your lines to that dot. And that will make a diamond. So now I have a paper that is all about me. Yours is going to look different than mine. You don't have to put your shapes where I did. And of course, you're going to have different answers for all of these shapes, whether you have more siblings, if you're the oldest or the middle child, and for how old you are. But now that I'm finished drawing it in pencil, I'm going to grab my markers, and I'm going to trace over my pencil lines with some of my markers. Now I can trace over all of my different shapes with different colors and make my drawing very colorful. If you want to trace all of your lines with black and then color them in with different colored crayons, you can do that also. I think I'm going to do it a bunch of different ways, where I'm going to trace some lines in black and some lines in colors. Like I said, yours does not have to look like mine. You can make yours whatever colors you would like. After I finished tracing all of my shapes with my markers, I went in with my eraser and I erased any pencil lines that I could still see. And now I can start to color in my shapes. So if you want to leave some of your shapes white, you can, or you can color them in with your crayons. If you want to color in some areas of your background, you can also do that, or you can leave it white. It's up to you. Whatever you think is going to look best for your picture will be perfect. So I'm going to grab my crayons and start coloring in my shapes. Now, some of my shapes, I might not color the inside the same color that I outlined it, and that's okay. You can make it whatever colors you would like. And that is my All About Me abstract portrait all finished. So I colored in some of the shapes that I drew. I left some of them blank. And then I also colored in some of the background areas. I added some little decorations with small lines, or I drew different shapes with some of my crayons to add some more areas of color on my paper too. So while you're coloring your picture in, you can always add extra shapes, extra sections of color, extra little lines, whatever you would like to do to decorate your paper. I hope you have fun making your abstract portrait, and I can't wait to see it. Bye!